Okay, hello YouTube. This is the Canadian Greeb coming at you one more time. Um, Apparently I didn't make myself clear enough the first time, so I have to make this video as a direct response for my first video. Okay, Planet X Nibiru update. Okay, this is a direct response to B-Bells 14. Okay. B-Bells 14 says, first of all, I say B-Bells 14, the picture I took from the live stream from the Turrialba site is a planet. One planet from the brown dwarf system. You can prepare or not. They are. And by they, I mean the rich and the ones who think themselves better than you. Peace. B-Bell says, the fact is that there are no facts here on my video that I made previously. That was the only deception I was pointing out on whether he or you realize it, because she's talking to Quilty Jazz. Okay, I totally agree. It is up to everyone to determine their own belief on the matter. It is difficult to determine the truth without verifiable facts. You can make assumptions or educated guesses, but right now none of us have know any of this is true. So to present it as fact would be misleading. I appreciate Canadian Greek media keeping on top of the subject, but just waiting for some verification. Well, I can give you some verification right now because it just so happens that I got lucky just a little while ago, and I got some usable shots, okay, from the Turrialba from the Turrialba camera. However, now I can't use these shots to determine the size of this thing because the cameras are different. Everything is different about the cameras. Okay, these are the shots that I took previously. You can see the time date stamps, May 20th, and the time, 15:43:25, 2013. Okay, and you guys have seen these shots. I've shown these to you on the previous video. Okay, and that object is what Marshall Masters has dubbed as Blue Bonnet. Okay? Now, as it turns out, I got lucky today and I got some more shots. And these shots are from the Balkan again, Turrialba, okay? 2013, and right now, August 14th, 16:15 is the time, and 15:44 is the time that I took them, and May 20th. So it's about the same time, about half an hour apart, but 3 months later, just about 3 months. Okay, it's just short of 3 months. 3 months apart, and here we have some fresh shots that I just took. Okay, and here we go. This is the object. Okay, and it is here. Okay, the same object. Okay, now if you notice the zoom here, look at the building here, look at the building here. Okay, is different. The cameras are different, the resolution is different, so I cannot use this image to compare to the other one to tell you how much closer this object has gotten, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to zoom them both in if they were both the same camera and count how many pixels we have to see how much it's grown, but I cannot do that comparison right now to tell you how much closer it's gotten. But what I can prove without a shadow of a doubt is that this object is the same. Now, see how big the building is here? Well, let's just come here and make it about the same. Okay, the building there with the building here. It's about the same size there now. Okay, so the zoom on the camera, it's about the same size, but the object, as you can see, is there. Okay, so this is not a lens flare. It's not a camera. It's not a camera anomaly. Okay, because obviously these are two different cameras, two different resolutions, two different everything, but the object itself is still showing up. Okay, now let's analyze that for a minute, okay? If this was one of our planets, let's say if it was Venus or Mercury or Jupiter, okay, and the shots, the pictures are taken 3 months apart, about the same time. Okay, over here my pictures were taken at 15:44:04, May 20th, 2013, and this fresh batch of pictures is taken at 2013, August 14th. Okay, 16:16, so about half an hour apart, and 3 months later. Okay, so 3 months and half an hour later, I took these set of pictures, and the object is still showing up. Okay, it's there. So obviously this is not a camera anomaly. Obviously this object is there. That is now indisputable just from the video that I'm making right now. Okay, it is indisputable that that object is there. Unfortunately, I can't make an analysis as to how much it's grown or how much closer it's gotten, because the cameras are different, the resolutions are different, the zooms are different, everything is different. Okay, but what I can prove that is that this is there. This object is there. If it was one of our planets orbiting our sun, there's no way, if it was Jupiter or Venus or anything else, that it would be in the same position as it is now. Right? 3 months apart, same place, same time. Okay, but same time. Okay, but 3 months later, and it's there. What does that tell us? That tells us that this thing is coming into our solar system. It is approaching our sun from far, far away. Okay, it's not orbiting our sun, it's coming in towards it. Okay, that is indisputable. Okay, that is hard fact that you're looking at it right now. Okay, as far as the rest of everything else that I said in my previous video, okay, that I wanted you guys to look, okay, at Marshall Masters' videos and the 00 Skyview team. They all have great information, and that is how I derived the time frame that I arrived at of 18 months. This is how my channel looks to you guys. Okay, go to my favorites, you'll see all the final puzzle, okay, parts from 1 to 6. You'll find Marshall Masters' video in here that I recommended that you see. Okay, and it's like your lives depend on it. Okay, I don't know how much clearer I can be on the subject. This is not an anomaly. Okay, it is not a camera anomaly. It's not a lens flare. If it is, this object is persistent. Okay, it is there, and it's not going anywhere. Well, actually, it is going somewhere. It's coming towards us. Okay, it's not one of our planets, and it's not a camera anomaly. Okay, 2013, August the 14th, 16:16:01. This image was captured, okay, from the Turrialba volcano site, and I got lucky today, really, because if we go a little bit further here, you'll see that the smoke is starting to, or more smoke is starting. This became unusable after about 30 seconds or so. It just got filled in, and I couldn't see anything. So I got very lucky that I got these shots today. All right, and there it is, the same object. Okay, and that is not a camera anomaly. Okay, that is there. The object is there. Okay, and it's there 3 months later from the previous pictures that I took in May. So the object itself is real. It is approaching our solar system, and I arrived at my 18-month time frame because of the research that I've done. Plus, I'm trying to show you that if you watch these videos, you won't have to do your own research on history and solar system and planets and astronomy in order to come to the same conclusions that I've come to. Okay, the information is there. This information is good. It's as good as it gets on YouTube. The information that I'm giving you, I'm not trying to mislead anybody, and I'm not Well, how should I say it? I'm trying to warn people and get people to understand that we are heading in for some very, very difficult times ahead, and they're not very far away. You wanted B-Bells, you wanted proof, there it is. You wanted facts, well, here's the facts. The facts are that this object is persistent, this object is not going anywhere, it's coming closer to us. If this was one of our planets, it would not be in the same position 3 months in a row, okay, or 3 months later. If this was Jupiter, it would have moved, it would be somewhere else, or if it was Venus, or if it was Mercury, if it were any other planet that belonged to our solar system, orbiting our sun, it would not be in the same position as it is apparently 3 months in a row now. So this thing is coming from a distance, a great distance, okay, and it is approaching our sun. It is approaching us. It is approaching the inner solar system. That is a fact that you cannot deny, and that is not a lens flare, because that would be the most persistent lens flare. See, this is lens flaring here, down here, okay? That is an object. That is a real object. 3 months apart, these pictures are taken from a live stream, and they're showing you the same thing. This persistent object is closing in. Now, at what rate? I wish I could do that analysis, but I cannot, because this camera feed has now become unusable for my experiment, for my analysis, for what I wanted to do originally. Okay? Originally, I wanted to use this camera feed, which was high definition, and I would have been able to measure its growth and tell you exactly what I think my time frame would have been. I would have derived my own time frame, but as it turns out that this thing has become unusable, I have to rely on other sources to derive my time frame, and the sources that I derived my time frame, I believe, are very credible. Okay, now the 00 Skyview team has done very good work, and Marshall Masters has done a very good analysis on Blue Bonnet, this object. Okay, so if you wanna take my advice and go and watch these videos, okay, go and watch them. I highly recommend them for everybody. But you want hard proof? There it is. Hard proof. May 20th, 1544-04, 2013. These shots were taken from previous, and today I got lucky that this camera feed became usable, because usually this is all clouded over and you can't see absolutely squat. But 2013, August 14th, 16/16, almost the same time, from 1544 to 16/16. It's only half an hour apart, and the object is there. That is not camera glare, that is not a lens flare, that is an actual object. Okay? You wanted proof, B-Bells? There it is. And for everybody else out there. Okay? This is the Canadian Greek. If you've seen the first video, you know what videos to watch. If you don't know what videos to watch, just go check out my favorites, and you'll have everything you need to understand where I derived my time frame of 18 months from today. We should be expecting the brown dwarf sun, this companion star to ours, to be in the inner solar system. So I hope that cleared things up for everybody. B-Bells 14. This is the Canadian Greek. I'm out.